Be still, yeah, know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God.
Wow, hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the last day of 4 Women Empowerment Talk. Oh wow, it's been an amazing 4 days. Of course, 2 consecutive weeks that we've been doing the empowerment talk, 4 Women Empowerment Talk to be exact. And I must say it's been amazing. And yeah, it's the last day, but of course there's more coming. And yeah, it's not just gonna be over like that, you know. But anyway, let's just get to the conversation of the day, or the event of the day. I'm not alone, of course, as you can see. I'm with an amazing friend, sister, my rock. I call her my rock. She calls me her queen. You know, Meisie is an amazing woman that I got to meet, and the minute we met, we just clicked. We clicked. There was so much in common. There was so much inspiration that we drew from each other. And I really must say, I thank God that I got to meet her. She is no longer a friend or a colleague or an acquaintance, whatever. She's like a sister to me. Because even at home, she knows. Like, they ask about it. Where is Meisie? You know, she's left at my house sometime. And, you know, it was home. Like, she's home like that. And yeah, but anyway, let me not go on and on. How are you doing?
You're making me shy.
I know.
I'm great, yourself.
I'm good. Thank you so much. Please introduce yourself to my audience. I know I shared a bit about you, but I feel like you need to just tell them who you are, because I know I'll go on. So guys, you know I talk too much. Real talk with time. So please take it away. Talk to my audience. Tell them who you are, what you do, and yeah.
Tabi, thanks for having me here. Real Talk with Tabi.
Yes.
Yeah, once more, thanks for having me here. My name is Meisie Motaung, as Tabi has introduced me. I do a lot of things. In our mother tongue.
Yeah.
I'm an HIV activist. Been living with HIV for 15 years. This year will be my 16th year living healthy living lifestyle as an activist and a survivor of rape, survivor of pulmonary TB and cervical cancer. I'm a radio presenter, the local radio station, social movie community radio station. I'm doing sports, and now recently I just got another opportunity. I'm gospel presenter Sundays, the same radio station, 12 to 2. And yeah, I do a lot of things. Let me just be simple. And I'm also involved in sports. I'm the MC for JDR Stars, which is number 6 in the log of the Africa Championship. I'm the MC. I'm the match announcer for SAFA national teams, all of them, starting from woman to Bafana. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of things, and I'm a motivational speaker and a mentor to others.
Hey guys, hey! No, it's a lot, hey? Bafana.
Yes, yeah.
Hey, can I have an autograph, please?
After the show.
After the show, I like that. Wow, no, thank you so much for that intro, guys. Like, Meisie, so I always say guys. I want to change the saying guys and all that, but anyway, that's a story for another day. Yeah. Thank you so much for your intro. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you sharing to us who you are, what you're about. And as you heard, Meisie is a lot of things. She's a full house. There's so much about her, but I think the biggest thing about Meisie is that she's a very strong person. I don't know how she gets that strength, or how she gets to, you know, constantly be positive. I really don't know. I can only imagine. But yeah, she has been through a lot of, you know, trials and tribulations in life. And I think, as you heard, as she was introducing herself, that she's also a victim of rape. So I don't know. Do you want to maybe share a little bit, not too much, just a summary of that experience?
And you know, Tabi, I've forgotten to mention, I'm also LGBTIQ family. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, all right.
Because I think we still have a lot to share. It's just that time is too limited.
I will make time. We'll just try to squeeze in everything.
Tell me what happened. I was once raped, and I got infected with HIV 15 years ago. And
out of rape.
Yes, and it was so difficult. And after being diagnosed with HIV, my CD4 count was 27, of which 27 it's a terminal position. And remember, I'm a sports fanatic person. I was never terminal, and God is doing things in His own ways. I managed to pull through from that rape ordeal, of which it happened 2004. And 2005 I was supposed to start my ILDESIGNS, remember? And you know, I share this story with you every time, and that's why I say you make me blush. 2005 I was supposed to start my ILDESIGNS I think on the 5th of May. Unfortunately, 2005 February I was diagnosed with pulmonary TB. And remember, TB treatment is a lot, so I had to take a combination of TB treatment and ARVs the same year. But fortunately, I managed to finish the course.
Yeah.
And as I speak now, to cut matters short, 2006 I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. 2007 I had Schrodinger's my whole entire body. That's why I managed to grow my dreads. I call my dreads dreadlocks of hope, even today. So yeah, fast and forward. Now I'm taking one pill. My CD4 count is over 1,000, and my viral load is undetectable. So yeah, that's part of me. Yeah.
And how are you? How are you this positive after everything that has happened? Like, it was not just rape.
Yeah.
You were a victim of rape, HIV, and later on
Cancer,
you've got
TB.
cancer and TB. Like, how? Because I can imagine one thing happens, you know, you break down, you lose hope, whatever. The second thing happens, that thing happens, and then the fourth thing. How did you gather the strength? Because you speaking and you smiling, not necessarily like you are free to talk about it. Because you know what? Why I'm saying this? There's probably someone out there who might be going through the same thing or similar, maybe not the same, and it's hard for them to find peace out of all of those things. So maybe you explaining how you do it, because I'm getting emotional. I said please don't make me cry, but I get emotional even just you talking about this, and I'm wondering, how do you deal with it, and how can someone see the light in how you deal with it?
You know what I'm saying? First of all, you need to be at peace. If you don't forgive someone, then forgive yourself. You won't move on. It was never an easy journey for me. I think I've been in closet for 7 years, full 7 years, because of stigma and discrimination that we people are facing. Remember, if people feels or knows that you are HIV positive, one way or the other going to be stigmatized and discriminated. So I was discriminated and stigmatized, and the most important thing that has made me to be at peace is the support system that I received from my family.
Yeah.
Most of all, my mom, my younger sister, my close friends, before I can disclose. Because remember, I cannot disclose today or tomorrow. So I had to deal with the situation in a prolonged way, in a sense. So I disclosed, I think it was 2012, while I was working for BOC. I disclosed, and then after disclosing, that's where I found peace in myself. And it has never been easy, because remember, there is someone who is sitting there with his or her judgmental mind.
Mindset, yeah.
But if you can say everything happens for a reason, if not me, then who? And if not now, then when? Everything that comes into my life, irrespective of good or bad, is meant for me. It's meant for me. So it depends on how am I approaching it, how am I dealing with it, and I need to deal with it in my own way.
Yeah.
That will, at the end of the day, satisfy me or heal me at the same time.
True.
But to be at peace, you need to heal inside. Because remember, if someone says, Meisie, you need counseling, I don't need counseling. I counseled myself after receiving my results. That, Meisie, here are your results. It says reactive. Then I say, where do I go from here? And by that time, HIV was killing a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I told myself that I don't want to add the stress of people who have been killed by HIV, but instead let me discuss this with my family. And after I discussed this with my family, especially my mom, I got full moral support. And there was a certain time where I felt that suicide was the key to me. It was 2007 when I remember it was around October when I developed shingles in my whole entire body from head to toe. And remember, I need to eat, I need to drink and go to the loo. And even my private parts was covered with blisters. So that's where I experienced the love of my mom. She had to wear gloves and pinch each and every blister. And by the time when you go to hospital and say, I've got blisters, they'll just give you calamine. And calamine, it stays on top of your skin. And you don't get healed easily. You know what I did? I prescribed my own concussion. I took Epsom salt. I took potassium permanganate, though it was so painful. My mom had to pinch each and every so and pour water in the bath. And after that, she'll just light a fan. Then after that, I was healed. Even today, when you say I've got this, I say no. I know doctors will prescribe medication, but I can prescribe mine that has worked for me.
Yeah.
So, if we can learn to accept ourselves, even if maybe you didn't disclose, accept yourself, take treatment accordingly. You all know when to disclose. That is your own baby, but as long as you are taking treatment accordingly, then
you are fine.
You are my number one friend.
So, I feel like if you have HIV, I mean, it's okay to talk about it. I remember, Meisie, this other time I went for HIV tests, and after getting my certificate, I posted it on social media, and it was obviously negative. And when people commented, they were like, this is actually a confidential thing. It's a private thing. Why are you showing it? And my problem or what I was against with that was that we can post so many things, but we cannot post our statuses. And this is us encouraging people to firstly know their statuses and to be comfortable, even if they are positive and all that, to just be open. And because as much as you are affected, some people are affected. As much as we're infected, others are affected. And there are people that will discriminate you or whatever, feel like you don't belong, whatever. But this is the reality of life. It is something that is there, but it is treatable. You can still get help. And I mean, like 15 years. I mean, like truth is, Meisie, when we think of HIV, we think of someone who's dying, who's skinny, who has all these things and everything. And the narrative has to change, guys. We have to change our mindset and understand that this is something that you can treat and deal with at an early stage as possible. And and of course, take care of yourself. Sorry, I'm joking. And of course, take good care of yourself and your health. That's what it is. So when people didn't want to even entertain the fact that I've posted that, I really felt disappointed that it means that there are a lot of people that still don't know their statuses.
Remember, I'm saying, when you do good, people will talk. When you do bad, people will talk. But I really appreciate that and applaud you for that, because it was a way of saying, guys, let's go out and get tested and know our status, so that we mustn't relax and say that we are negative, not mean that we are positive.
It's scary, I know. It's scary because even if you know that there is nothing that you've done, like you've used protection or whatever, you will still, you know, be scared like, yo, what if I have and everything? But not doing it is more scarier.
Yeah, it's more scary.
Yeah.
And people think that if you're HIV positive, you can't have happiness. If I don't tell, you won't say I'm HIV positive.
Like,
I mean,
is it like,
it's not even written, but
anyway, even if you have it, like, what's wrong?
what's wrong? That's mine.
There's nothing wrong.
That's why I always tell people that I love my status, because now I know I'm HIV positive. I know how to follow the right precautions, how to take care of myself, and how to take care of my partner, of which is very much important.
Yes.
My partner needs to be safe for me to be safe.
Exactly.
So if I don't protect my partner, meaning then I'm killing the society. Remember, I can take care of my partner. We part ways, goes to another one. We will be killing the society,
True.
and we need to make sure that we stay away from stigma and discrimination. I was telling someone that discrimination and stigma is still there, and it's not like people are dying because of AIDS or HIV now. They're dying because of we are still discriminated and stigmatized. Say how? When you go to the clinics, I qualify to go to clinics to get my medication, but I chose to remain in the clinic so that people can see the strength that I'm having. You understand? So that people can wish to be me. So in the clinics, when you go to the clinic, when you go in the clinic, they know that when you turn left, you're going to get your ARVs. The cards that they're giving us, it's green. I'm lucky because I'm having the white one because I'm under observation from the Gauteng province. But those who are having green cards, when you get in the clinic, people start to say, okay, the green card means she's HIV positive. So even our government itself, it is discriminating us. They need to stop taking us as being isolated. They need to mix us with all the patients. That will be my choice when I get inside to say, hi doc, I'm here to collect my ARVs. So, but not for a person to say no. They're collecting.
For everyone to
So
be clear.
that's what I'm fighting for, because I feel like we are being discriminated by our own government, and I'm not apologetic in terms of that, because a person from my area wouldn't go to the same area where she stays or he stays to collect the medication because of isolation. We've been isolated, we've been discriminated. But if maybe it was not like that, people wouldn't mind walking to the clinic to get the ARVs. But instead of walking to the clinic to get their ARVs, I'm saying a person chose to leave Mauban and go to Harangu or Soshanguve to get ARVs because he's scared if someone sees me, it's going to be a problem. And even myself, when I go to the clinic, even if I can see you, even if I know you, I wouldn't tell anyone. That's your own baby to go and collect.
It's no one's
But
business.
what makes me happy is that you are taking care of yourself.
Yeah. Taking care of yourself
Is the most important thing.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Okay, that is quite deep, and like I actually agree. Being discriminated or made feel like when you are different from other people, it's really wrong. So the government should really do something. If you're watching this and you're a part of, the management or whatever, do something about it. Let's talk about this. Let's change things around. Let's equalize things. Let people feel appreciated equally, not to be subjected to say, hey, you belong there, you belong there. I mean, that's why we find ourselves in so many difficult things where it's like people abuse power, people abuse a lot of things. But yeah, without dwelling much into that, I think you get the picture of this topic itself. I think we deserve a little break, and I want to share this video with you, and I hope that you get inspired by listening to this melody, and I hope you enjoy it, and come back after that. All right, we'll be back at just now.
Am God. In Zulu he says, Dala Ozi Gingu
So we are still on a For Women Empowerment Talk. We're talking women talk, women winning together, and today's topic is very tense. We sharing deep stuff. We're sharing deep stuff, and gender-based violence is one of the biggest concern, most painful thing that everyone is going through at this point. And each and every day we wake up with a woman being killed. We wake up with issues of rape, some kind of abuse, some kind of violence happening in our society. So I really, this is a very, very big topic for me. And but I know Meisie works a lot with this, and it's her role. She's been working with the, I think, president's office and all that with this kind of topics and all that. She's been sharing a lot. So talk to us about gender-based violence. What is this? What's your take? Like, it really hurts me.
It hurts. Even myself, I cannot even digest it. It really hurts me because I'm one of the activists of gender-based violence, and it's hurting. It's hurting because I think it's the second pandemic. It is the second pandemic because they open alcohol, people get killed and raped. They close it, people get killed and raped. We don't know where is the problem. And I don't know what has come in a man's mind, because the cases that I'm attending or I know, it's so hurting. You find that a 62 years old granddad has raped a 7-year-old kid. Now recently we've got a case of a 2-year kid who was raped at Judge Mukari Hospital. You then ask yourself, what went wrong? And I always tell people that sometimes we need to go back to cultural well, how to call it? Let me say cultural norms. Let me say so, because previously, if you can go to KZN, I love that culture. KZN, a girl can walk a makaya and then wearing traditional attire. No one will ever say, I love your boobs, or I love what. They will never get raped because they respect their culture. But now, even biological dad can rape biological kid. So it's a problem. And I sympathize with the officers, especially policemen. They will open up a case for you. Investigating officer will do what it's supposed to do. Our justice system is failing us big time. It's failing us big time. Now a person is in prison for rape or attempted rape. When you go to social media, the same person who is on trial is busy posting his pictures on social media in prison, having a cell in prison, threatening the victims, being inside, say, I'm coming out, I'm going to send my people to come and destroy you. You understand? So I think gender-based violence, we need to work collectively. So with religious let me say churches, if I can say that, traditional leaders, all the communities, the government itself, they need to partake in terms of that, because if we don't work collectively, we won't win the battle. I was talking to someone yesterday saying that even at churches, there is still a lot of abuse. There's a lot of abuse. There are priests, church leaders who are abusing women because of the umbrella that says, I'm a priest. People won't notice that. The wife won't come out because will be judged. So, but most importantly, you need to know where to go for help. You need to talk about it. Then you will get help. But now it's worse because it is happening even to young kids.
It's really sad, and I find this very difficult because, first of all, especially let me speak about recent cases of a woman being killed while she was pregnant and all that. One would say, what was that woman thinking getting out of her house at night, walking the street alone and all that? And I get that point that at night walking alone, walking at night alone, I get that it's not really safe because you're a woman, you can't be alone. But then I also feel like, why should we live in a world where we are not safe? And why is it that we still need to somehow be blamed a little bit to say you shouldn't have, walked at night? What about that person who did that thing? And so was he right to be there at night? So if he was there in the afternoon and still I would be walking and then that happens to me in the afternoon, in daylight, what do we say? How are you gonna blame me now if that's the case? So it's really confusing, and I find it very difficult because women are still victimized. Women are still even in their grave, even in their when they're deceased, they're still like, she shouldn't have done this. And it hurts me to feel like at the first place no one deserves to be treated all of those like that, like
Tabby, I don't know, where is a girl child or a woman supposed to be safe? It is our country. We need to be safe in our own country. The other time I went to this place, they call it Ramatlabama in Northwest.
Yeah.
I was walking there at night with no Apollo. And if a man passes to say, Sisi, oyako guy, then I say, I'm going to Mtabi Singh's home. Okay, let me accompany you. Will never ever propose me or wish to know more about me. Most importantly, to that person will say, let me accompany you to the place. When I get to the house, we'll just close the gate, then the person will leave.
Yeah.
So in our society now, rape, they always justify it. I've got a cousin, I always give example about her. Mtabi Singh. She is 8 years, or she was 8 years while she got raped. Sorry. When she got raped, she was 8 years in front of her 4-year-old brother. And the guy who raped them was just staying nearer to their house. Then, after that guy has been arrested, they justify and say that person is not mentally stable. He's a slow learner. But how did he manage to know that there is where I'm supposed to put my thing?
Exactly.
Didn't you realize that that thing is not fit for me to put my thing inside? You understand? So those kids, we damage kids while they're still young. Those kids, when they play, the younger one will say to the sister, if you're busy bothering me, I'm going to call that uncle who stays there to come and do the same thing that he did that time. And remember, those kids are growing. While they reach a certain age, 18 years old, 19 years, realizing that my sister was raped in front of me and I wasn't aware that that thing was a rape, of which I was supposed to be to protect my sister. What's going to happen to his mind? So kids, they grew up being destroyed. It's not about a person who's been raped, but the person who's been affected. So kids, they end up being destroyed at early age. My cousin, after being raped, she got 4 stitches. And remember, she's no longer a virgin. When she gets to a certain age, she will have to ask mom, why am I not a virgin? Because at school they told me that a virgin has to be like this. Why is this thing not healing? Because I've got this thing which is a bit bigger on my private parts. What happened to me? Remember, a stitch on the private parts, it doesn't get erased very easily. So we'll have the wild questions and mom has to respond to that. So I think it is high time when religious leaders and the government and even our society, we need to say enough is enough. Now there's a case in Mtabi Singh of a pregnant girl who killed her boyfriend with acid. Abuse is not only about women. Even men are being abused.
Yeah.
Physically so, financially so, emotionally so, by women. So we mustn't say women abuse only and forget about men.
True.
Men are being abused on daily basis, but because of that, they are not heard, they are not being listened. It's not easy to tell or to get them. And when you go to police station to report the case, they'll just laugh at you. They'll just laugh at you.
And I have a problem with that men are being laughed at.
Yeah, they end up being a laughing stock. So it's high time where we work collectively with the stakeholders. Let's come together and sit down and see how can we assist each other in terms of that. We've got more organizations which are dealing with that. But even if they can be involved. There's a perpetrator there who's watching us on daily basis, who says, okay, she was raped, and you know that if she was raped once, I can go and do it for the second time. So we need,
that's
we need
because
protection.
there are like a couple of women that have been raped more than once.
Exactly. Even myself, I'm living in fear.
Yeah.
Where is a girl child supposed to be safe?
Yo, Meisie, this is deep. This is deep. This is deep.
But gender-based violence,
Yeah.
I always tell people that I won't keep quiet up until I see justice being done to people, because.
And I feel like that it's like whatever that is done, it's really not enough, because think about it. Each and every year around this time, we speak about this. We speak about all these issues that are, concerning us. Bokarabo Mokoena died a couple of months. Not so long ago. And we talk about this, but it becomes like a trend. This thing trending for a certain time, and then after a while everything is quiet. It's like no one is taking charge anymore.
They normalize the abnormal things.
No, guys, something needs to be done. I really, really agree with you there.
That's my plea.
Yeah.
That's my plea. The government has to do something, because it's not. In fact, it's not the responsibility of the government alone.
And
it is everyone. It's everyone's responsibility to ensure that we protect one another.
And we teach even these young kids from a young age.
True.
Like I think no one is born an angry person. No one is born a murderer. No one is born a rapist or whatever. There has to be something that went missing somehow. So if we can do our part from a very young age to teach, to guide, and all that, we can't say it's the same thing as wanting to make a difference to a lot of people. Unfortunately, the world has I don't know over how many people. It's a lot. But if you've helped one person, at least you've done something. It means that you have saved a portion of a certain person's life, or you have made a difference to that person who later might make a difference to someone else. So you have planted a seed that will still continue to grow. Even if, not a lot of people get to think the same or to apply the same principle, but you have done something. So that's why, I agree with Meisie when she says that we have to do this as a collective. It's not a one person's job or whatever. We all need to do something. Not just the government. Yes, you guys, sometimes the government, you just don't do us right, whatever. But at the same time, we also have a responsibility. All of us really need to do something about this. I'm feeling a bit strained. I'm feeling a bit strained, and it's really, this topic is really deep. You must bear with us, because this video is actually going to be a bit longer. This conversation is really deep, and we really need to talk about it. And not to dwell much on that, I'm Meisie is part of you're not part of what?
LGBTIQ.
LGBTIQ. What does this mean? What's the whole thing? Hey, only abbreviation is it? What does it mean?
LGBTIQ, it says it's lesbian, bisexual, gay,
okay.
Lesbian, gay,
okay,
B, bisexual, T, transgender,
okay,
LGBTI, intersex, IQ, it's queer. And
that's why I couldn't get it.
I always tell people that people are not aware. There's a lot of abuse also there. People thought in same-sex relationship is better than different sexes, like a man and woman. There's a lot of abuse. And I'm very much proud to say that I respect some of the committed same-sex relationship partners. I can name them. They are married, content with their wives. But there's a lot of abuse in terms of that, and especially those who are too masculine. Most of them, not all of them. Most of them, they're so abusive in the sense that physical abuse, it's a lot in them.
True.
physical abuse is a lot in them.
So
And
we're thinking that only, men and women, get to be the victims of abuse, but
no, it's a lot.
even same-sex relationships.
If you want to witness that, attend Pride.
Yeah.
There's a lot. If you can get a gay who's been abused by the partner, you'll feel hurt and ashamed.
Sure.
And we are watching them, but unfortunately, I'm not abusive, and I don't know how to lay hand to a woman, and I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because I always tell my partner that if I lay my hand on you, meaning I no longer love you. So you must know that my love will be over, but I don't remember doing that at all.
So you'd rather walk away.
I'd rather walk away. And even in same sex, there's rape. People think that there's no rape. If you go and report it to police, they say, how can you report rape being a woman? How can another woman force herself in you? How can another man force himself on you? Whatever opposite sex can do, you can also do it. So what is actually required in same sex? It's respect.
Respect.
You need to respect your partner, love your partner, be content. Because if you don't respect your partner, such things will always happen to you.
Sure.
Such things will always happen to you. Most important thing, respect.
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 I think, I must say respect plays a huge role. So we're about to wrap up. I think this is the last session for our conversation. It's been going on and there's so much that we can talk about. But I think the last part that I want us to touch on, Meisie, is that, we've got, people out there that are still finding themselves in the dating space, finding themselves in understanding whether I am, lesbian, I'm gay, what you can be, what is it called? Bi. So Meisie, like I was saying, there are people out there that are still finding themselves. Some, are still finding themselves in terms of them being, straight, being, gay, being lesbian, being bisexual, and all that. And they are looking for ways to find themselves, and it's difficult for them even to speak about whether they are still looking and finding themselves both sides, whether being with a woman and a man at the same time, or maybe being with a woman and not being open about it. And you're my friend, you're my sister, and I never, because some people maybe treat people differently, like, they're not, the same as us, whatever. Like, there's so many discrimination going on, and we are well aware that even, like lesbians, for example, have been victims of rape just because, they date other women, and then guys will feel like, all of those things. And I feel like it's high time we start educating people about this, and to make them aware that gays are there, lesbians are there, bisexual people are there, they are there. It exists. There was even Pride Month where everything was being celebrated and all that, being proud about your sexuality and everything. Look at the likes of Meisie and all that. You love Meisie so much, but when you see another gay there, you're like, like, people are hypocrite and all that. So I feel like there has to be a good education behind this, and I want you to talk to that person who's still finding themselves, who's still trying to understand, or even if they know that this is me, I want to be with another woman, I don't want to be with another man. How do they deal with that from parents, from family, from friends? How do they deal with that? And how can they
Tabi saying there's still a stigma and discrimination in terms of the same-sex relationships. And I always tell people that irrespectively you were married 3-4 times, fact of the matter is you've come out understanding yourself, who you are. Irrespectively divorced 4-5 times, fact of the matter, you've come out, you're gonna live freely. But because of peer pressure, sometimes family backgrounds, it's not easy for you to come out. You find that the parents will say, you cannot come out, you're going to be an embarrassment to us because I'm a priest. Or people respect me in this way. So when you say you're
taking away that.
Exactly. So if I don't get support from my family, I cannot enjoy getting support from outside. I need to get impressed by getting support from home. Then I take the support outside.
True.
So our people, they need to know that stigma and discrimination doesn't build a person, it kills a person. You find that a person has committed suicide because he or she finds herself that, no man, my feelings is not working for me anytime soon. Why can't I go to Brajo being Steven?
Yeah.
Understand? But fearing to be judged, saying, no, I cannot live in cocoon. I'd rather kill myself. So let us accept each other with all our weaknesses. And their kids, they were growing there, who needs to be educated. Even families, they need to be educated that it's not a curse, it's not a sin. Others will say Sodom and Gomorrah. Who are you to judge? Are you God? If you've got more girlfriends being straight as they call themselves, or maybe a woman who's dating 5 guys, who's complaining about that? They can also give the person a name. Why can't they accept me with my one partner? Fact of the matter, I'm happy and I'm content. I'm better than you who's having 5 relationships at the same time. So we need to accept ourselves. The person who's supposed to judge you or to judge me is Almighty.
Only God.
Hence I'm saying, if God can take me from January to December, He can also take me from pain to peace.
Yes.
So allow me to live at my own peace.
At my own peace.
At my own peace.
That's all. At my own peace. And just live your life. Don't try to conform. Don't try to, just be free. You know, there's nothing amazing than just freeing yourself, being happy, being true to yourself. Be true to how you feel about yourself, about anything. I know, and I'm glad that we shared this, because I've came across a lot of, even my YouTube friends that I got to see that some are gay, some are lesbians and all that, and some were saying that I'm still finding myself, I'm still, both sides and all that, and I'm hoping that, you are probably watching this and taking something out of this to say, be yourself, be free, and allow yourself to enjoy your life and to learn and experience what is right for you. And yeah, no one's gonna judge you, but only God. That's that's enough. We can go on, guys. We can go on for an hour. I mean, I think this has been the longest video ever out of the ones that we did for this entire event, but I think it's mainly because it was the last one. So this was the biggest way to wrap it up, to say, you know what, be yourself, know yourself, and yeah, do not try to conform to what the society has said. Meisie, I just want to thank you so much for being a part of my channel. Thank you so much for being my #1 cheerer in the work that we do. We go around donating sanitary towels. She also has a foundation, guys. So it's a lot that we're doing, and I must say thank you so much for sharing your story with my audience. And I know you're out there and you feel like, you know what, I think I want to talk to Meisie. I want to engage with Meisie. I will definitely connect you with Meisie. Make sure that you tell me, talk to me, then I will arrange that you engage with her. She is very hands-on. She is very helpful in terms of, understanding or bettering your life in whatever situation, especially, being an HIV activist. And even with the issue of gender-based violence, you might be there going through things, and then you might need help. I know for a fact that she will, do something. And also, where I can help, I'll make a plan. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. It's been amazing. I know that you are here waiting and wondering. So you're just gonna wrap up without announcing the winner of the website and all that. You will remember, guys, that I ran a competition that you should enter to win a website. This will be a 5-page website, so all the terms and conditions will be told to the winner. So it's time now to announce our winner. It's time. I hope that you've entered right, because another thing about this competition was you had to follow the rules. If you didn't follow the rules, unfortunately, we will not even pick your name. So if you followed the rules, make sure that you are watching and ready with your ears. Let's drum the roll.
Yes.
And the winner is...
Hi there, my name is know, and I'm a aspiring model and actress. But above all, I am a woman, and I'm just here to tell you how can we win together as women. Firstly, I believe that for us to win together is if we can develop the sense of being in solidarity with each other. I believe that we can win together. If we can start loving each other, I believe that we can win together. If we can stop being jealous of one another, I believe that we can win together. If we can start supporting each other, and if we can start being united, being one, we can win together. For the Bible says, where there is unity, there is power. And where there is power, there is leadership.
Hi, my name is Dikeledi. I am the founder of Tino Tenda Samala Consulting, and then a founder of NPO called Utepehile Foundation. I believe women, we can win if we start seeing each other as sisters, as business partners, as people that can work together instead of competitors. Because once we see each other as competitors, we start being a threat towards one another. We can start building good relationship by learning from each other and doing great stuff together. Thank you.
Hi, Stembile Zondo here. How can women win together? Firstly, we need to support each other. Secondly, we need to be able to encourage one another, uplift one another. We need to praise each other. We need to collaborate. We need to be able to buy from each other, because in business alone we can never go far, but together